welcome to another episode of Hard Advice. This is the show where we talk about relentless go-getters so that we can get inspired to do the same in our lives. My goal is that you enjoy this episode and find it super useful. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Hard Advice, and boy do I have an amazing episode for you today. I'm going to show you two clips that are all about courage, and the setting in this one is going to be very, very dramatic. Clip number one is going to be from a Vice documentary on Obama. So this is going to be straight from the time when the economy was going through one of the greatest hits since the Great Depression here in America. So it was just about 2008, and George Bush had just got out of the Oval Office, and Obama was taking charge, and America was losing over 700,000 jobs a month. It was a horrific time, and people were losing their homes and all of these types of things. So I just wanted to show you a clip from that to see his reaction to it and how he dealt with this huge crisis. Here it goes.
We were heading towards a Great Depression.
There were moments early on in the presidency when the economy was still cratering, where after a meeting, when I was sitting here alone, I said to myself, there have been times in history where the bottom fell out.
Right.
And this could be one of those times. There was a bracing sense of,
Oh boy.
well, this is for keeps,
Yeah.
and you better get it right.
Yes, as you heard from the man himself, you better get it right. And at that point, the American economy was cratering. It was going through a horrible downward spiral all the way down. People were being foreclosed on. People were losing their jobs, losing their homes. It was an absolutely horrific times in an economical sense. The worst financial recession since the Great Depression here in America. So yes, it was definitely a tough time for him, but you can hear how he talks about the burden of sitting in the Oval Office and coming in there by himself and thinking, wow, there's been tough times in history for this country where everything just fell apart, and this might be one of those times. And how do you react to that? And all he says is basically, we better get it right. We better get it right. And I think that's a great reaction, even though it may seem very simplified. But what other choice do you have? The other choice is just falling apart and panicking. So I know we all have our challenges in life, so I just thought that this was a really, really good example to show how you can deal with it. We chop it down into small pieces and just deal with it piece by piece. Don't panic, just move forward. And I think that Obama showed great strength in this time in history. So for my second clip, I'm going to go on the same theme. It's going to be from a American Navy SEAL named Jocko Willink, who has his own podcast as well. And he was a leader of a squad, and he talks about leadership as well in this clip. And I hope that you can apply it to your life. And it applies a lot to what Obama was going through at his point in time. So I think that we can use these two clips to inspire us to step up in those tough moments and just move forward and focus on what we can control. All right, so here's the next clip.
But when those bad things happen to people around you, what are you going to do? How are you going to lead? Are you going to get angry? Are you going to get frustrated? Are you going to lash out at people? Are you going to start going down the spiral of negativity? Are you going to let this horrible situation dictate the way you feel and the way you handle it? Are you going to fall over and fall down and fall apart? Or are you going to lead? Are you going to face this issue with courage and with resolution? I say lead. Lead. Step up to the challenge. Be the one that other people look to. Absorb that impact. Absorb that negativity. Draw fire. Draw fire. That's when a member of a platoon, for tactical reasons, steps into the open to draw enemy fire. Maybe to give another part of his team the chance to move or distract the enemy. But that's what I say. Draw fire. Bring that pain to me. I can handle it when maybe others cannot.
Yes, so that was the clip by Joko Willink, the retired U.S. Navy SEAL who received a Silver and Bronze Star for his actions in the Iraqi War. And I think he perfectly describes probably the feeling that all of us have had, when all hell breaks loose. What do? Are you going to get mad? Are you going to get angry? Are you going to go and hide? Are you going to retreat? Or are you going to take the appropriate actions for that situation step by step? And I feel like this is the absolute core of real leadership, personal leadership. And this is what leaders do. Just look like Obama did when the economy was crashing in 2008. You have no choice but to take the appropriate actions in that moment. And that is true leadership. And I think a lot of people feel like they want to become leaders because they want to reap the benefits of being a leader instead of taking the responsibility of being a leader. It is in these type of situations that you can see if you have what it takes to be a leader, to step up, to draw fire, to accept what is going on and moving on. And that is what's going to bolster those around you to take better steps. And that's going to inspire them to make the most out of themselves in that situation. So I think this is true leadership. This is at the heart of it. And this is something that, you cannot be taught in a class. This is just a identity that you have to have, you could say, or value, that you will not let external events control you. And I think this goes so hand in hand with the quote from the Roman emperor Marcus Aurelius. So Marcus Aurelius at his time was basically the most powerful man on the planet, probably one of the most powerful men of all times. And he had a journal, and it has been turned into a book called Meditations. And Marcus Aurelius has an amazing quote that really goes hand in hand to this in terms of handling external events. So this is what one of the most powerful emperors of all time said on this topic. He said, "Objective judgment now at this very moment, unselfish action now at this very moment, willing acceptance now at this very moment of all external events. That's all you need." Marcus Aurelius. So that's what Marcus said. Willing acceptance, objective judgment, and unselfish action. That is all you will ever need. So I hope that these gems of wisdom from leaders across the world, from Obama to the Navy SEAL to Marcus Aurelius, was helpful to you, and it's something that you can utilize in your business, in your life. As I said again, this is not simple. This is why it's called hard advice, because it's absolutely hard to do. But once you do it, other things probably will become easier. There we go. Hope to see you guys in another week for another episode of Hard Advice. Take care now. Peace.